Hello, everyone out there in the social media world. It is Dina Krogadal, and I wanted to check in and see how you are doing with your Christmas shopping. So, we only have a few more days before Christmas, right? It is Friday, and Christmas is on Monday. So, how are you doing with getting all your gifts ready? Are you guys really on top of it? Are you done, or are there a few of you out there who are procrastinators and still haven't gotten anything done yet? So, I'd wanted to help those that are procrastinating out. Are you looking for a last minute gift? Are you needing some ideas? So, I want to give you a hint, guys. Don't get your wives anything that plugs in. Unless she really, truly, truly put that on the Christmas list, don't get her a vacuum, don't get her a iron, don't get her a power tool, don't get her any of that stuff. So, what you may want to consider doing is getting a really awesome Christmas gift. Now, I want to hear some stories about Christmas items that didn't go over so well when you thought it did. So, I want to tell you about a time when my husband, he really, really wanted to surprise me and get me something really, really special and something that I really, really needed. And I have to tell you a secret. When he got it for me and I realized it was my Christmas gift, one the first thing that popped into my mind was how much did that cost? That's terrible, right? But then I realized I needed to just say thank you and be very grateful and thankful that he was very thoughtful and not think about the bank account. So I don't know. Am I the only one that is guilty of that? Not really sure if that's you or not, but I certainly had to check myself. And so sometimes Christmas can be a real challenge, and those things can be really stressful because we don't really know what to buy people. But I wanted to kind of take us back so we can definitely get caught up in the traditions of Christmas and the purchasing of gifts and wanting to make sure that everything is just perfect, the decorations and the food and all the planning and all of that going on. But I think sometimes we can miss the real meaning of Christmas. And certainly Christmas is all about Jesus's birth. And the whole world truly celebrates it. I feel like even if you are not a Christian, that Christmas has become a time of year that symbolizes just celebrating love, compassion, and kindness to one another, and which is where we exchange gifts, right? And that's where the tradition of gift exchange has come in, is that we want to be able to bless one another. But I also want to encourage you that there's a lot of people out there who really are suffering and not doing so well. Christmas can be a tough time for people who have lost loved ones during this holiday season, and so this time can be very, very depressing for people. So I want to encourage you to not just think about the things that you can get other for other people, but also think about things that you can do for others. So if somebody is alone on Christmas or feeling down, please reach out and make sure that they have a place to celebrate Christmas and they don't have to celebrate alone. Something that Nick Lowry, a friend of mine, he does champions for the homeless. And so if any of you are in the Phoenix area, please, by all means, on Christmas Day, if it's just you and you don't have a lot of family coming over and you want to give, go and see him at the St. Vincent de Paul down in the Phoenix area. And if you want the information, let me know. I can get that to you. But go down there and help the homeless celebrate Christmas. He does an amazing job with this. That's called Champions for the Homeless, and he absolutely, gosh, he knocks it out of the park each time. So if you have, something that you'd like to give back on, please do. And just the other day, I had the privilege and the last few years, actually the privilege in the last few years of being president of the VA Rep Prescott chapter, and VA Rep stands for the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals. And we have been able to provide for veteran families that are in need. And a lot of these veterans, or many of these veterans, have really struggled. You know, they served our country and they've been through a lot. Some have been through combat, and so they really struggle with PTSD and getting acclimated. And sometimes just they're down and out. There's just things that they deal with. And so there were four veteran families in the Prescott area that really would not have been able to have had Christmas. And so our organization, through the help of sponsorships, our sponsors were Driggs Title, Yavapai Title, Heather Hill, who's a realtor, Stone Ridge, and many other various donations. We were able to provide Christmas gifts for the family. And I don't know if you saw the pictures or not, but please scroll back and see. But it was incredible, just incredible time to be able to uh, celebrate with these families who probably would not have been able to celebrate this year for Christmas. And so being able to give and help those in need in this time of year really, really helps bring perspective back, even for myself. I mean, looking at these children, they were so excited to open up their gifts. And even last year, one of the kids said that he was so excited that Santa was coming because Santa doesn't come to his house. And so that just got my heart, because I thought, wow, I have been so blessed because I've always had Christmas, and I'm a refugee from Vietnam. I was a refugee from Vietnam, and my parents had just gotten to this country and really trying to figure things out and pay the bills. And we really didn't have a lot. We lived in a one-bedroom apartment downstairs, from a couple that my parents were caretakers for. And so we were in a one-bedroom apartment, but yet every year Santa came to my house, and every year I had plenty of gifts to open. My sister and I had plenty of gifts under the Christmas tree. So there was not a year that we didn't have Christmas. And so growing up, you know, and having that kind of abundance, right? Sometimes we forget that there's so many others that are struggling. So, anyways, when you go out there and you serve those that aren't as privileged as you are, it really brings you back to being very, very grateful for the things that you do have, and taking that perspective in, you know. And so if you are feeling down and out, I absolutely encourage you to get out there and serve. Get out there and serve other people. There's nothing like giving, and having that act of service towards somebody else to help you be uplifted, because it really does put things into perspective. And I also want to encourage you to make sure you reach out to other people, because you seriously do not have to be alone this holiday or anytime. So if you absolutely are finding that you're having a tough time, then by all means, please make sure you reach out. And so for those of you, you know, who are out there wondering what to get someone special in your life, uh, I want to encourage you to think about the gift of perhaps getting them a ticket to an event that can be life transforming. I know many of you have been following Chris and I throughout this year and wondering what we've been up to, because you've seen us um, do and go and be, and a lot of changes that have gone on in our life, because we really have felt that God has been placing on our hearts that He wants us to do more. He wants us to truly utilize our gifts and talents and resources that He's given us. And so we really got out of our comfort zone and started coming up and absolutely um, you know, just serving him and growing. And so I want to encourage you, because most of us live in abundance in the United States. I mean, seriously, most of us are not in lack. And even some of those who, you know, maybe at the poverty line, you know, when you look around, we truly still have a lot of blessings. Because even I, like I said, when I was a refugee, I had color TV. And my husband told me that he didn't get color TV till way, way later in life. I can't remember how old he said he was, but I was like, "What? That's crazy!" Because I was a refugee and I had color TV. So, anyways, my point is that most of us have what we need and want already. But the gift of giving somebody to go to an event that can be life transforming, I can't emphasize enough that sometimes you can truly sponsor somebody's comeback, as Tim Story has said, sponsor somebody's comeback. And so there's a great event. So those of you who've been following Chris and I and wondering, why we implemented so many changes, why am I going on live, on Facebook so much? Trust me, it's not because I want to. It's just because God has placed a message in my heart and has basically said, get out there and share, what I'm giving you. And so the there are mentors and coaches that I have hired, Chris and I have hired throughout the year and have really learned from. And one of the events that I really want to encourage you that will begin January 5th and 6th in Dallas. It's called Momentum Masters, and I put the registration link um, onto the screen there in the description. So absolutely, there's only a few tickets left. It's going to get sold out, but the fellas that are going to be there are Ken Walls, who is an amazing, amazing, amazing man, full of love, full of compassion, and full of talent and full of life. And then also Glenn Morshower, who is absolutely phenomenal. And you guys, Glenn Morshower is a celebrity superstar, and he has starred in so many movies, shows, and even Call of Duty video game. Glenn Morshower is probably best known as in the series called 24. He was Aaron Pierce, and he's the General Shepherd in Call of Duty. And he is such a humble and amazing man and just full of wisdom, so even though he's this big star, his head isn't big, but he's absolutely there to help others. So if you wanted to know why I've, you know, Chris and I have been able to do more and get out of our comfort zone, these two guys are the reason. And also Steve Rizzo is going to be a guest speaker as well. So that's one event for sure that I want you to consider buying for somebody else. The other event that is very, very exciting that it's coming up is Amplify Your Life Women's Summit. And that's taking place in Salisbury, North Carolina. And that's January 27th, the day before my husband's birthday, by the way, just so you all know. Hi, Liliana. So good to see you. Yes, Amplify Your Life Women's Summit is January 27th, 2024. Will be the best gift for absolutely the woman in your life, your mother, your sister, your wife. Let her have a getaway. So these two events, I want you to really consider. Send them to Momentum Masters, and then also, consider sending them to the Amplify Your Life Women's event. So I wanted to highlight those two because they are absolutely going to be life changing for the people that you love in your life. So, okay. Then the other thing I wanted to also share with you, or even ask you, what are your favorite Christmas traditions? Do you have any favorite ones? I'm always very encouraged, and I find it very interesting to hear everybody's traditions because everyone has different ones. And then, of course, you grow up with your own traditions in your family, and then you get married, and then you got to blend the traditions that your spouse grew up with. And sometimes, that can be a little stressful, or, kind of wondering, ooh, how are we going to blend this? But then you end up with your own traditions along the way. So, what are some of the traditions that you have with Christmas? And what are your favorite songs, Christmas songs? Do you have any favorites out there that you definitely have to play every time Christmas comes around? And do you like to play Christmas music like before Thanksgiving, or do you wait until after Thanksgiving to start listening to Christmas music or even decorating? Let me know what are your traditions, out there. So today, I was out and about shopping and doing all the things, just getting ready. And there's a lot of people out and about. And I tell you, I used to really, really love shopping and going out and doing a lot of shopping. But these days, sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. I don't know. How do you feel? And then, of course, we get spoiled with Amazon because with a click of the button, you can order something and then it's at your doorstep within a day or two, which is so crazy to me. So, what do you do? What do you do when you prepare for Christmas? So, one of my favorite songs I wanted to share with you, one of my favorite songs is "Oh Holy Night," and it always has been one of my favorite songs ever since I was a little girl. The first time I heard it, it was just, oh my gosh, music to my soul. And did you know the history of "Oh Holy Night"? Do any of you out there know the history of "Oh Holy Night"? It's pretty interesting because "Oh Holy Night," the poem, was written by, I believe his name is Placide Cappeau. Cappeau? Cappeau. Boy, I'm probably blowing it, but I believe but it was written, uh, Placide Cappeau, or as, my pastor's wife, Missy Ahuja, says, "Kapow." So which actually I love that. Uh, Kapow. So anyway, I believe that was a French name. I'm not ultra positive, but he was asked to write uh, a Christmas poem, basically, inspired by the Gospel of Luke. And the man that wrote it actually was not a religious man. And it is said that, or to be rumored that he was an atheist, or at least not associated with any religion or didn't claim to be a Christian or anything like that. But obviously, a very talented man. So he wrote the lyrics to "Oh Holy Night." And then, I believe it was, gosh, what year was that? 1843, a French composer named Adolphe Adam put it to music. And so he was a Jew. So Adolphe Adam put the words of "Oh Holy Night" to music. And so, it obviously is a very beautiful song, but the church banned the song. So for several years, the song was actually banned from being sung in the church because it was written by an atheist and composed by a Jew. And last night I was telling you about Glenn Morshower and Ken Walls. So we meet every Thursday evening, our Grow Live Academy. And by the way, any of you that want to belong to a incredible mastermind, Grow Live Academy is the academy to join. So, because incredible discussions that happen. So, one of the things that Glenn Morshower said last night was that we need to be careful to stay neutral when we are speaking and talking to others, that we need to not bring in our own biases and our own preconceived perceptions when speaking, that we need to be open to listening to others because other people have value as well when they share. And so, what happens if we come in with our own biases? Sometimes we can shut that out and not listen to what they are sharing, and maybe feel like, we're not going to be able to learn anything from them. But the reality is that everyone has some value to give, whether we agree with the same religion, values, or culturally, or whether we have different skin color, whether we come from different parts of the world, it doesn't matter. Everyone has some value to give. And so we should always give other people that that time and also listen to them to find that value, to hear that value, to receive that value. And so this story, I'm getting to this. This story is just incredible because so this song, which was very beautiful, "Oh Holy Night," which is very beautiful, "Oh Holy Night," was actually banned from the church to be sung in churches because it was written by an atheist and it was composed by a Jew. Now, how silly would that be if it would have continued and we would have lost a wonderful and beautiful song? It'd been really sad, don't you think? So I'm really, really glad that it wasn't banned forever, that it was only a time that somebody or maybe some people came to realize, like, why are we banning this? This is totally something that should be sung in churches and that it does glorify the Lord and it should be part of our Christmas traditions. And so I just wanted to encourage you that don't discount other people or the things that they have contributed to the world just because they may have a background that you may not agree with or align with or see eye to eye with. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? So don't discount someone just because you may not have that same belief because you might be missing out on something very, very beautiful. So, with that, I would like to share my favorite song with you, and I hope that this blesses your spirit. And I hope that I can do this justice. So, here we go. And by the way, I just want to let you know how much I really, really value um, you all. And if you are, on here as my friend, I absolutely want to see you succeed, and I want to see you grow, and I want to see you um, just continue to get better and to live in the design and purpose that God has for you. So it's going to be amazing, amazing, amazing adventure. So let me share this song with you, and I hope that you will find this to be a blessing. And as you listen to the song, sing along with me. If you are listening, sing along with me and let's just share a little piece of joy because this season of life, or this season, the reason for the season is Jesus, and Jesus brings joy, and this song absolutely brings joy to my heart. And so let's go ahead and I hope I remember all the lyrics too, by the way. So here we go. Oh, holy night, the stars were brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, a new and glorious morn, and yonder wakes a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine. all night, all night divine. God bless you guys. Have a very, very Merry Christmas. And I hope to see you at these two events, the Momentum Masters and also Amplify Your Life. To God be the glory, and enjoy your Christmas to the fullest. And let the joy and peace of the Lord be in your heart, rule your heart for, for the rest of your life, not even just this year, guys. All right. Come back in just a few minutes, and actually in about a half hour, and I've got an incredible guest that will be coming on, Kimberly Stevens. She's going to absolutely fill you up in your spirit and give you a message of hope. So come back to my page live, to on YouTube, wherever you're at, American Dream Makers, Zena Krogadal, and listen to what Kimberly Stevens has to say. Merry Christmas, you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful time with your family and friends. Love you.